Just quickly, before we get into the video, there is brand new merch available now. You'll see it on the screen. You can find it by using the link in the description to the Teespring store. It's going to be available permanently, like you can always buy this merch. I've got my other like personal merch and stuff on there as well, if you guys are interested obviously. And another thing is, if you are a member of the channel, you will permanently get a 10% discount across all merch available. If you do have any other designs for merch and stuff, then let me know in the comments or message me or something like that. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Welcome back to the Division 2. This is just a quick video, and I'm going to be trying to clear up the account rollbacks as good as I possibly can, but I don't know absolutely everything because the developers still won't clear that up properly. For those of you that are unaware of what's going on, there was a damage bug in the game where you could get your weapons to deal stupid amounts of damage. For an example, when I was doing it, I was hitting enemies with my Baker's Dozen, which is the named variant of the classic M1A. The base damage on that was around 30 million, sometimes 50, depending how long I used the bug for. A lot of players, I don't know the exact numbers or anything, but a lot of players got banned. There are, however, a lot of players that didn't get banned as well, myself included in that, because I even promoted the glitch for players to use it. I showcased how much damage you can deal with it in public videos, and if you look at my leaderboards, you look at my stats, you'll see that I used it. The developers were incredibly confident with the system they used to dish out the bans, although they got a lot of it wrong, because players that hadn't even played the game for like 80 days were getting banned as well. But some of that stuff has been sorted. I was speaking to Chris Gansler on Twitter, which is one of the community developers, and he left me a link to the Ubisoft forums, which is where the developers have posted. So what I've done is headed over there and had a look. There will also be a link in the description if you want to go over to that page for whatever reason. It states, as we have seen questions about the rollback process, we wanted to clarify it. All suspended accounts will be reset to the account state on March 17th at 9:30 AM CET. That is 8:30 in the morning for UK time, and that was also the beginning of the maintenance on that day. All purchases made during that time will still be on the account, but might show up on the first login as freshly received. That is all they have stated is going on, but that does mean, from what they've said, every single thing you have on your account or had on your account from the 17th of March at the beginning of the maintenance all the way up until whenever you're allowed to log back in. I don't know what time it is, but it will be at some time next Tuesday. Every single thing is gone. One incredibly important thing which they haven't mentioned is your seasonal content. The items you got from your exotic caches whilst you were doing the seasonal stuff. I'm not 100% sure about this, but that might include the West Side League if some of you hadn't have done that early on. Although I can't remember exact dates of when the events finish. But one thing I'm sure it does include is the Polarity Switch Global event. So because they have stated that it will be completely reset back to how your account was before the maintenance on the 17th, every single piece of legit loot, every single piece of absolutely everything, and I believe it includes the seasonal exotic caches as well, has been wiped off your account. If they have removed the seasonal content stuff, then I don't know if trying to contact them will, like, asking them if you can have it back. I don't know if they're going to give that sort of stuff back. Even though I believe they should, because the seasonal content is a paid product. You've paid for the season pass. They'll say you haven't paid for it, it was free, but it's still part of paid content because all future season passes we're going to have to pay for, and the expansion costs £25. If the season pass wasn't free in that expansion, it would have only cost £15 or £20. They upped the price a little bit and then used the season pass being free as a little bit of marketing to get players excited, which is nothing personal towards these developers. It happens a lot of the time. It's just like business sort of promotion. That's how corporate stuff works. But I still disagree with players being banned, because ever since Division 1 there's been a lot of exploits, like legit exploits, and players have only ever received a warning, and then all of a sudden this damage glitch comes along. Like, it wasn't even a full exploit type thing. Like, a lot of players are saying it's an exploit. I'm not really getting into it too much because there are so many different sides to stories. It is unbelievable. All the way from Division 1 up until now, players have never been banned before, no matter what they have done. This wasn't specifically PvP, so there were a lot of players that only used it for PvE, which doesn't affect anything but the leaderboards. Being higher up on the leaderboards isn't giving yourself an unfair advantage over other players. Some people will see it like that, but in my opinion, it's not. But it was a mainly PvE used glitch. I say glitch. It was a bug in the game that the developers left there, failed to fix a couple of times. And not only that, when they put out patches for it, if they fixed that one, there would be a new one. Not only that, there were different types of things you could do with that same bug. It was a massive shit show. And the developers haven't been clear about one thing. They've addressed the entire thing wrong. Like, some wrong players have been banned. A lot of players that did it haven't been banned. It's left the game in a big state because players have been banned for a week. There's a 2-week account rollback. A lot of players are not going to come back to this game when their ban is up. Some will, but a very small portion. Not only that, there will be a lot of players in general leaving because of how the developers have treated this situation. But I'm not going to go into it any further. I've put my opinion out there. I don't think players should have been banned for this, purely based on the fact there are other glitches very recently as well, and full-on PvP exploits that haven't had any consequences for players to face. This is the only one that's affected players. I don't know why the devs have decided to do it, but I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.